Hey everyone, ready for another deep dive into the latest AI news?
Always exciting to see what's new.
It's definitely been a busy few days,
Yeah, we've got some pretty interesting stuff to cover today, some big moves from big companies.
for sure. We'll be looking at T-Mobile's huge investment in AI for customer service.
A new open source model from Tencent,
And we'll be touching on that controversy with Google's AI news crawlers.
plus some very cool developments in AI fake news detection. Lot to get through.
Definitely. So, T-Mobile dropping a cool $100 million on AI for their customer service.
Quite a statement. They're calling this new platform IntentCX. It's using OpenAI's tech.
Interesting. So are they basically saying goodbye to those annoying phone trees and those chatbots that never actually understand your problem?
That's the goal. It's way smarter than those old rules-based systems.
I think anyone who's ever had to call their internet provider can get behind that.
Totally. Imagine, right, your internet just suddenly slows down, and before you even think about calling them.
You get a text saying, hey, we know, we're fixing it.
Exactly. I mean, that would be amazing.
Talk about a customer service revolution.
Yeah.
But how is this even possible? I mean, is there some magic AI fairy that makes it happen?
Well, not quite a fairy, but it sounds like this IntentCX is going to be deeply integrated into T-Mobile's network.
So it's constantly analyzing data in real time.
Yeah, it's spotting problems before they even become problems for you, like a silent guardian.
So it triggers solutions automatically,
Yeah,
or maybe alerts a human if it needs that extra help.
that's right. So no more waiting on hold for hours.
It's like having a personal AI assistant just for your internet connection.
I like that. And, this kind of thing could completely change how we think about customer service across industries. This isn't just about T-Mobile.
It sets a new standard for sure.
Definitely. Okay, let's move on to something a bit different. Tencent just released a massive new open source AI model, Hunyuan-Large.
That's right. And it's causing quite a stir.
This thing is huge, like 389 billion parameters. Huge.
389 billion. Okay, now I know we have a lot of AI enthusiasts listening, but can you break that down for the rest of us? What does that actually mean?
Well, think of it as a measure of the model's complexity and capacity to learn.
So more parameters, smarter model.
Yeah, generally speaking.
Yeah.
And out of those 389 billion, 52 billion are active. It's trained on a massive data set of 7 trillion tokens, designed to handle, get this, 256,000 tokens at once.
That's a lot of tokens.
It is. And early tests are showing that it's outperforming other leading models like Llama 3.1 and some pretty complex tasks.
Like what?
Oh, things like question answering, logical reasoning, even coding. The results are pretty impressive.
So why is everyone so excited about it being open source? Wouldn't Tencent want to keep this all to themselves?
You'd think so, right? But by making it open source, they're basically inviting the entire AI community to come and play.
To experiment, to improve it, to build upon it.
Exactly. Imagine what could happen when all these brilliant minds get their hands on this technology. It could lead to an explosion of innovation.
That's the beauty of open source. It's all about collaboration and pushing boundaries.
Absolutely. And who knows what incredible applications we'll see emerge from this.
Now, let's talk about something that sounds straight out of science fiction. AI. That can detect fake news by analyzing how our bodies react to it.
Yeah, it's getting pretty personal. Researchers are exploring the use of things like heart rate, eye movements, even brain activity to spot those subtle telltale signs.
Wait, you're telling me AI could know we're being fooled by fake news even before we realize it ourselves?
Oh, it's a crazy idea, right? But think about it. We often have these involuntary physical responses when we encounter something unexpected or something that challenges our beliefs.
Well, like if I see a headline that's just too outrageous to be true.
Yeah, your heart rate might spike a little, your pupils might dilate, or you might even blink more often. These are all things AI could potentially pick up on.
It's like having a built-in lie detector for the internet.
Exactly. Of course, the research is still in early stages.
And I can imagine there are some pretty big ethical hurdles to clear.
For sure. But the potential is huge. Imagine AI that could nudge us to think critically before we share or react to something that might be fake.
It could be like a personal guardian against misinformation.
That's the hope. Okay, let's rewind a bit. We were talking about Google's AI news crawlers and that whole controversy.
Right. Didn't Google try to address some of those concerns with that Google Extended Control thing?
They did, yeah. It lets websites block certain AI systems from scraping their content.
Like Gemini and Vertex AI.
Right. But here's the thing. That control doesn't apply to Googlebot, which is the one they use for search indexing and those AI overviews.
So it's like a partial solution.
Yeah, kind of. Publishers can block some scraping, but not the one that directly impacts their visibility and revenue. It's a sticky situation.
It definitely highlights the power imbalance between these tech giants and content creators.
It's an ongoing conversation for sure. Now back to Tencent's Hunyuan-Large. We talked about its size, but what are some real-world applications that have people excited?
Yeah, what can this thing actually do?
Well, one area that's generating a lot of buzz is natural language processing.
Okay, that's the branch of AI that focuses on language, right?
Right. Hunyuan-Large is designed to understand and generate human-like text, which opens up a ton of possibilities.
Like what? Give me some examples.
Think about chatbots that can have nuanced conversations that can really understand the context, or AI writing assistants that can help you write anything, from emails to creative fiction with incredible fluency and accuracy.
It's like the next level of AI assistance.
It is. And the fact that it's open source means these advancements are accessible to everyone. It's democratizing AI in a way.
Speaking of access, let's circle back to that debate about Google's AI news summaries. The Financial Times has been pretty vocal about their concerns.
They have. They're arguing that Google's approach is breaking the traditional social contract between search engines and publishers.
The idea that Google drives traffic to websites in exchange for being able to index and display their content.
Exactly. But the FT is saying that Google is now profiting from their content without providing adequate compensation or traffic back to their sites.
Because people are getting the key information from the AI summary and not clicking through.
Right. And that could really hurt publishers who rely on advertising revenue.
So what's the FT proposing?
They're pushing for licensing agreements, similar to what they have with OpenAI. Companies would have to pay publishers to use their content in AI-generated summaries or other products.
It's a bold move. It'll be interesting to see if other publishers follow their lead.
It could change the whole game.
It's definitely a situation to watch. We're seeing these power dynamics play out in real time as AI becomes more integrated into our lives.
Yeah, it's a whole new world out there.
Okay, thinking about all of this, it brings us back to, a whole fake news thing. Detecting it with our biosignals, I mean, that's still pretty far out there, right?
Yeah, it'll be a while before we have AI monitoring our every heartbeat for signs of deception.
Right. So in the meantime, what can AI do to help us combat fake news right now?
Well, AI can actually analyze the content itself, looking for, I don't know, for patterns and red flags that are typical of fake news.
So things like clickbaity headlines.
Yeah. Or emotionally charged language, a lack of sources, stuff like that.
It's like an AI fact checker.
Exactly. And a lot of platforms are already using these kinds of systems. They're not perfect, but they can help us spot potentially misleading content.
It feels like we're always going to be playing catch-up, though. As the AI gets better, the people creating fake news are also getting more sophisticated, right?
It's a constant arms race, for sure. But, that's why it's so important to keep pushing the research. We need to stay one step ahead.
Well, that's a good reminder for all of us. We need to stay informed and keep our critical thinking skills sharp.
Absolutely. And, it's exciting to see what the future holds. With all these advancements, who knows what we'll be talking about this time next year.
It's going to be wild. But hey, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive. We covered a lot of ground today, from T-Mobile's big bet on AI customer service to Tencent's open source game changer. We even touched on the future of fake news detection.
It's an exciting time to be following AI, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And a huge thanks to all of you for joining us. Keep exploring, keep learning, and we'll catch you in the next deep dive.